Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is LinaCreated, and if you're new here, well, we talk about creativity, monetizing that creativity, and future-proofing our business. If you don't know already, today is the day that I do my color challenge. A color was chosen at random, which was purple. In my community tab, you could see updates as to what the color of the week is. This week is purple, and I'm going to be putting together all of the different art supplies that I have that are purple, and out of those art supplies I'm going to create a unique piece of art, something brand new piece of art. So today you're going to get to see what is I made. You're going to be able to see my process of how I came to my finished piece. So I hope you guys really enjoy it. Thanks so much for coming by. Do like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me so much, and I appreciate you. And check me out. Watch the next part. Have a great one. So these are all my selection of purple bits that I found. Don't actually have a purple paint, but we're gonna make some different shades of purple paint. We do have one little gouache there. So these are my selection, and we'll see what I can make with it. Wish me luck. Alrighty, so now it's time to plan out what I'm going to actually put on this canvas. I've decided to get it's like a 10 by 10 canvas. So I'm just opting to do what I love doing, which is nature-based bits. Like I love doing things to do with like flowers and nature. So I've decided to meld that together with my other favorite thing to do, which is portraits. So I've done like a little portrait inside of a flower, which also could be a woman's hair. So it's like a meld of the two sides that I love doing, and it's really ornate. If you recognize the design of the curls, it's similar to like a gate, which I've noticed. So also I did a kind of a test of all the different purple bits that I've found, all of the purple mediums, just to see how they look, which ones are cool, which ones are warm. So I went through, I put the watercolor pencil, all the markers, just so I see how they look, and the fabric pen, and then all four pastels. And I did put a crayon there, I didn't use the crayon much. And then some glitter. So both glitters I was able to see how they look side by side. Now I'm going to mix up some purples. This first purple that I made was very, very red. So it's more of a mauve kind of purple. So then I split up that mauve and put it in like 3 other sections, and then I just added different values of the different colors. So I just added more blue into one of those sections, so I could just get a more of a cooler purple, and another also cool purple but with a lot more white in there, so it could be more like a lilac tone. And I did eventually end up mixing together some of that gouache mauve. So you'll see that here, like in my testers. Those last 2 that I paint on here are from the mauve, the gouache mauve. Those first 3 were just the basic acrylics that I mixed together, those 3 tones. And so now these are all of my different tones, so I'll get an idea of where I can put what I can put where, and you know, get a chance to see what I can do. So now I'm transfer it over. Wow, it's magic. That's my design onto some canvas, and now I'm just doing a nice wash of the acrylic paint. That's the mauve with some water, and it's kind of washing my design off because I drew it in using my watercolor pencil. So my watercolor pencil is getting ready to disappear, so right now I'm just putting an outline of my entire design onto there. I'm using like a darker purple just so I can see what the heck I'm doing. As you can see, the whole design is pretty symmetrical, besides that little swoop of hair, because I want it to still be reminiscent of hair. I want it to like switch between looking like a flower, looking like a portrait, looking like a flower, looking like a portrait. So I really wanted that to have both, have qualities of both things. I made a little mistake here, trying to wipe it off, but then I realized everything's too soggy, so I just let it dry after that. Let it dry so that I could be able to go over it. So now I'm going over it with a nice lilac that I made. That lighter, cool tone purple. And put that in all over the face as like a first base color. I just tap in some of the details here, add in a little bit darker on the hair part, just so it stands out from the face. Just go over all of these bits here. So now I'm just coloring in the background here with the gouache, the mauve, just straight mauve, the full color without the white. So just make it nice, a bold, bright color, really pretty purple too. I really love this purple. It's quite pinkish, quite Barbie. Yeah, and you must paint the sides of the painting. It's not finished unless the sides are painted. At least in my opinion, I just don't feel finished otherwise. If you've got bare canvas showing on the sides, completely looks unfinished. So I love to get that part over with as soon as possible. As soon as I start figuring out what I'm going to put on the side, put on the background, that's what's going on the side too. And I use like the same tone, basically the same gouache, mauve, and use that for the lipstick. And I mixed up a very light purple as well to put for the eye whites, and then I used the mauve as the eye pupils, a little bit for the eyelashes as well. And then I use that dark indigo type of purple that I made for the details of the face, so for the eyebrows, the nose, and the little crease underneath the lips. And I'm just filling in some details of the hair petals, so I'm just adding in like a few like little designs inside of there to show like the little wefts of hair or the creases of the petals, whatever you want to interpret. Nice. I'm quite pleased with how this is turning out. It's looking good so far. So So now I'm just adding in a few like lighter parts on those areas that you want to actually look more raised from the face. So like the nose bridge, the cheeks, the forehead, and the chin area, and some like parts of the eyebrow as well, like the eyelid. I just let that part dry. Once it was dry, then I went back over it with some pastels. So I used that lilac, the lightest pastel that I have, the lightest purple, and just put that in those raised areas that I mentioned, and just, you know, use the dry brush to kind of blend it in as well. So just over the chin and the nose area. And so now I'm just using the darker color. This is more of like an indigo. Use that for the more indented parts, so the places that go in. So like areas around the mouth, around the sides of the face, to create more depth in the face. Create that shape of the face itself, and like blend them together to create like that gradient. So there's a gradient between the very light lilac and the quite dark indigo color. Just gives it that 3D effect kind of look. And now I'm just kind of putting a lot more of that indigo like on the edges, on the very next to the face, and between the face and the petals, to show like a dip there. That's the way where there's a little dip between the flower and the face. And then on the very edges of the petals you have like a mauve, which is more matching with the background. So it could be like a reflection of the background, or just simply, you know, how the flower looks. You know, could be just the coloring of it. Because if you look at a flower, typically they have like different coloring depending on what part of the petals you're looking at. So I'm just working on making sure that that gradient is looking good across the right around the flower. And I used a marker to, I had the idea to use a marker to like kind of make the flower stand out from the background. So I was trying to like do an outline, and kind of really did not like how it was looking. It was just making it look really fake, where it had more of a kind of soft look. So now I'm just adding back in some of the pastel to blend that out a bit and make it not look so harsh. It was looking way too harsh compared to the rest of the art. So then I just decided to start stippling in that area. So instead of like having a harsh stiff line, just have like a very degraded textural like transition between the flower and the background, which gave it like a textured kind of shadow effect. And I decided to like just add that texture, that textured background, kind of that textured shadow all around the flower, and like use the lighter marker so it's not so harsh in areas like around the face and stuff like that, around the flower, just to keep that uniform across, so it looks like it's kind of like a filter. It gave it a really neat, like, cool kind of looking effect. And use it to like brighten up those eyelashes and make everything a bit more defined also on the face. Pretty much all this part is just me like fussing with it, making sure it looks exactly like how I want it to look and nothing's missing. Just going back and forth with the markers, between the markers and the pastels, making sure there's a nice balance and not too much of anything, not too little of anything either. Just sharpen up the lines as well for the, because it's really a small canvas, so it was kind of difficult to get those little edges of the design of the like details in there, getting them sharpened up. So that marker came in handy really to make those areas like real sharp and clear, especially like the tips of the details. Now I'm just adding in a little bit of Pritt Stick glue stick, so that I could be able to put on some glitter. So I'm just sprinkling a little glitter on there just to give it a little bit of glam, because she does look like a glamorous girl, you must admit. So we're trying to rub it in. It's not very sticky glue, it's only half sticky. And it does come out a little bit globbed up, so that's why I just used my brush and just brushed off the excess of there. Just kept it in the areas that I really wanted it. I did want some on the eyelids for some like eyeshadow kind of effect, so I just added in some of the excess glitter onto those eyelids. And then the side of the face was looking a little lopsided, a little bit too podgy on one side, so I just added in a bit more of that dark pastel to kind of even it out as much as possible. Still trying to get more glue and glitter on them eyelids, because yeah, that's how it's gonna look cute. Oh, so that's pretty much, oh yeah, just make sure the eyelashes was popping, and that's pretty much it. This is what we ended up with. Yeah, so what do you think? What do you think? Did I do a good job? What colors do you want to see me do next? Leave me a comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And see you on the next video. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.